All right there.
Year
That's
23.
pure joy right there.
Looks very happy, actually. A 140-126 final. Dang, that's a lot of points. LeBron had 11, 12 assists. He played 30. Luka, 37, 10, 5, and 4. But the big return was the story of the night. He broke a record, by the way, just by stepping on the floor, becoming the first player to officially now play 23 years in the NBA. And they got the win. Fourth quarter was where it was at. There were moments for everybody, which I think is interesting for a team that we're like, okay, they're kind of on a roll here.
Yeah, the question of how is LeBron James going to fit, I think, was silly, right? This is a guy who's kind of, he's done it all, he's seen it all. He is going to fit on any team, especially this one. And I think just kind of the rise of Austin Reeves kind of makes that easier to not just want to fit in, but kind of have the nights like last night where he takes 7 shots, has 12 assists, 1 turnover, kind of manages the game. He reminds me of that Olympic team LeBron, where he kind of didn't take a back seat. He's still going to pick and choose when he wants to go be aggressive, when he wants to go take these early threes, when he wants to get out.
3 was his first one back.
Yeah,
funny.
And I don't think he's even shot or scored in the first quarter. I like that he let the game come to him, and you know what? It looked like he had a blast. This was a fun game. The crowd was into it. He's diving all over the place, and that's what really the takeaway I had from LeBron. He hasn't lost a step at all defensively. Like, he is diving in the crowd. He is trying, like, he's altering shots. He's getting in passing lanes. The fact that he is in his 23rd season and he's still competing his ass off on the defensive end is crazy. And then when you see Luka and him dancing and the crowd into it, it looked like Showtime Lakers. This was fun. They were having a ball out there.
I thought it was a fair question to see how he would fit back in once he got back into a groove with this team, based on the fact of how Austin Reeves have been playing, how Luka has been playing, and it was answered. Like, he's a Swiss Army knife now, and he fit in perfectly. And I think one of the guys that's going to be able to benefit from that is going to be Aiden. Having LeBron playing in that mid post right there, being able to make plays, one dribble, pass it off to Aiden, be a lob threat right there at the rim. Like, he's going to be able to make this team a lot better by being able to get other guys involved. So I like what I saw. Like, 11 and 12 for a guy at this stage in his career, and to have the other guys around him, I thought it was great to see him back out on the floor, and that makes the Lakers a lot more dangerous than we thought they were.
And it felt like Austin Reeves, I mean, they get to the free throw line, a crazy clip, 16 for Luka, 12 for Austin, but they didn't do anything different than they were doing without him, right? You didn't see them timid. You didn't see them kind of put their
why would we think they would be?
And I'm just glad they didn't, because naturally I think when LeBron James type player comes on the court, it's like, okay,
still Luka.
Let's get him going. And it was the opposite. LeBron made sure everybody else got going. LeBron made sure everyone else felt involved. Like Lou just said, DeAndre 8 and 20 and 14, LaRavia 16 coming off the bench. So I think when you have a balanced attack like this and you still have that option for LeBron to go crazy and be more aggressive and have those 25 field goal attempted games, I think they're going to be just fine. But this was a great start, and I think it was a great team for him to come back against. And I think it was a perfect first game.
And this is somewhat who he naturally is, right? He's always been a playmaker. He's always been a team guy to get other guys involved. Now that you have 2 or 3 guys in LaRavia, Austin Reeves, and Luka that can do so much of the scoring and hold that load for them, LeBron James can just make plays in the mid post. Like I said, he can post up, pass out of the post. If you're not gonna double him, he's still LeBron James. I still can put pressure on you to finish at the rim. If you're gonna help over, I can dish it off to the bigs and let them eat. And like we said, he's gonna pick his spots on the offensive end. We're in transition. If I get the rebound and I bring it up, I'm still a threat at the 3-point line, and I'm still a threat going downhill. So I like what I saw last night from the Lakers. And like I said, this makes them so much dangerous because this gives them another weapon. Like, we know what Luka and Austin Reeves bring on the perimeter, but if you got a LeBron James that's posting up, that's playing 15 feet from the basket, that makes you dangerous.
And think of, he played damn near 30 minutes. This is a guy, first night out at this age, his 23rd season, he's playing 23 minutes.
He wakes up this morning, is he sore?
Absolutely.
Honestly, probably not. The guy's, he's a freak.
No, I think
he's just
normal
fine.
aches and pains.
Sore regardless.
Yeah, it's well, you look like Paul George. Look at Joel Embiid. Like, these guys aren't playing this right away.
Well, they're
like,
just not the. It's just not the same person.
It's so impressive.
Yeah.
It just shows you that yes, he was off. Yes. he was away from the team, but he clearly was doing all the right things. He clearly was staying in shape. He clearly was,
Sure.
and that's never going to be a question about LeBron James.
No, LeBron, he's one of one in that regard. Like, he's always
It's
sort of
nuts.
just above and beyond taking care of things. He was asked about his role in the Lakers. That was on Monday this season. Because, we're all wondering. His response was, yeah, it doesn't matter. I've never had a position, not a team or a club in the world that I can't fit in and play for. I feel like I might as well just be like, I'm LeBron James. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
1,000% true.
Yes, he can fit in, but he's never had to fit in. He's LeBron. Everybody has to fit in around him. Now at this stage of his career, it is refreshing to see the fact that he can be. It's crazy to say a role player. I don't want to call LeBron James a role player, but it's great to see him in this Olympic role where he can be a facilitator, where he can be that person that's off the ball that can still make things happen for them. So it was good to see him play positionless and have more assists than he had points last night.
See, and remember the talks we were having, like, what option is he going to be?
Yeah.
I don't think that's an insult to say he's the third
option.
Let's say he's the third option, or I don't think it's an
And what does it
insult.
even mean?
But it's not an insult at this stage of his career. If he can have games like this where he's got 17, 11, 7, he's facilitating, everyone else is getting their game off, like. I think that it doesn't matter what option, because on any given night he could be 1. On any given night I can see him not scoring and having 20 assists. Like, that's just whatever that night calls for is what LeBron James is going to do, which I think is what he means by he's positionless. It doesn't care what his role is. It doesn't care what team he's on. Whatever that team needs that night, that dude's going to do.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, Chandler. Like, this whole first and second, third option thing is make-believe, because on any given night, your third option can be the best player on the floor. Your second option can be so. The fact that people are making this, what option is he going to be? It's not like, okay, Luka, you shoot. And if you're not going to shoot, okay, now your turn. No, they're going to play natural basketball. They're going to make the best opportunities that they can when they come down the floor, no matter who has the ball in their hands. And that's what makes them dangerous.
And especially like Austin Reeves, you got to figure LeBron's going to miss some time, right? Luka's going to miss some games. So even him, his option, his role is going to shift. It's going to change depending on who's in the lineup that night, what team they're playing, how they're getting guarded. They could just blitz. Like, the next game, they could just blitz and pick and double team Luka every single play. That means LeBron is going to have to be more aggressive and score more. And I think he's smart enough and savvy enough to know which is which and what night he calls for what.
It's almost as if it's a team sport.
But man, they got options.
They have a lot of options. Let's talk Luka for a second. He's obviously on quite the roll right now. 37 last night, leads the league in scoring. Also number 1 in free throws, by the way, at about 12.5 a game. I think we're all very familiar with his deal with the officials. There's a lot of complaining going on there on every single call. Basically, he almost got a tech last night. Is he a little too reliant? Are we worried about the free throw sitch?
Listen, I don't want to use the word reliant, but you're averaging 12.5 free throw attempts.
He's getting double figures on the free throw line.
What is the problem? You're shooting 12
You're
and a half
leading
free throws.
the NBA.
You're leading the league in free throw attempts. What is the problem? But I think this is just part of his makeup. I think that's just one of the ways that he goes out and plays the game. Some of it is theater, somewhat for the crowd and to be boisterous towards the referees. But other than that, he's going to score the basketball. And listen, you got to respect everything. All of those swing throughs and him using his body.
Oh my!
Him coming down doing these things. You got to respect it all. And he's going to be respected in that manner where he's going to get a lot of free throw attempts. But I think him just staying on the referees, I think a lot of that is just theater.
Yeah, I think he's tinkering the line.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot. It's a lot.
I'm never going to forget last week complaining the call was in his favor and he's still what even is
when
that?
You look at the numbers of it and you look at he's getting double figure scoring just alone on the free throw line. And by the way, his teammate I think is 3rd in free throws, Austin Reeves.
That's crazy.
They're getting a lot of calls. And they're dependent on this on their offense. So if I'm a team scouting against them, I am saying, guys, let's try. I know obviously it's hard because they have mastered doing this just like Jalen Brunson's had, just like a lot of other guys have. Defend them without fouling, and they are going to struggle, especially in the half court, because this is their game. They create contact, they flail into you, they throw their head back every time there's hands. So teams going forward have to realize, okay, they're getting a lot of free throws, especially these two ball-dominant guys. You have to defend them without fouling, and I think their offense will obviously take a huge hit.
Everybody knows that, and yet it still works.
It's like the James Harden. Remember,
yes,
James Harden was so obvious about it back in the day because it was this. Now theirs is just total body.
It's
theirs
completely.
But didn't they change the rule where if I get you in the air, right, and you jump, if I jump towards you, it should be an offensive foul.
Wait, you changed?
I feel like they're now back to that. But they like on one of those clips. Luka jumped into a guy that's not his natural shooting motion. They still called the foul. I thought they changed that to offensive.
I thought they changed that, yeah.
Like watch this one clip if we could play that. Like look. Well, not that one. It's coming up here.
No, that one was
like
nice and clear.
this right here. So look.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not his natural shooting motion. That should be offensive or nothing.
The rule has changed if you're going left or right. If you're going out of your way left or right. But if I'm going forward, that's illegal. That's illegal. That's a legal play.
It's not enjoyable to watch that, by the way. Yeah. Just as a fan.
Well, free throws just in general.
I want to make sure we give flowers to DeAndre Ayton because I think a lot of folks have been sort of waiting for him to find his spot, and perhaps now he has. 20 and 14, sixth 2010 game of this season so far. He had 6 total last season. So I love when somebody seems to have found their spot. Is that what we're looking at?
And 70% from the field. Like that, he is picking his spots. He's catching and finishing quick. He's making those little mid-range jumpers that he does, and he's playing hard. And I think it's never been about talent with DeAndre Ayton. Obviously, he's extremely highly talented, #1 pick, but he needs to continue to do stuff like this where he gets on the offensive glass, he takes what the defense gives him. He could benefit a lot from these guards that create so much attention, that get in the paint, and that could make double teams where they're getting found easy on easy pocket pass and dunk. So I think he is obviously a product of benefiting from really good guards, but you can't knock what he's doing. He's rebounding, he's playing hard, he's trying to block shots. This is the version of that #1 pick that everyone thought we were going to see in Phoenix consistently that we didn't. Now he's starting to show it.
And that's what you always tell a big guy. Like, listen, just be in the right spots and finish, and he's been able to do that. He's offensive rebounding. He's been able to finish on the offensive rebounds. He's become a lob threat. He's able to get behind the defense and finish a lot of those things. And when you're with dynamic ball handlers like a Luka and like LeBron, all you have to do is just be in the right spots, and he's been able to do that. So, last year we wasn't sure about this fit, but this particular season, he looks really, really good in that Lakers uniform.